Hey guys, what's up? I'll be with you in just a second. I need to fix this. Guys, I don't know what's happening with today's video. I have a friend coming over. She's gonna fix my hair. What is up, everyone? How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing great, and I hope you're all staying safe. Today's video is aimed towards quite a few people that are now going to be joining the VR space, because Christmas is coming up, and quite a few of you have been telling me that you're getting a VR headset for Christmas. Whether it's the Oculus Quest 2, or whether it's any other headset, today's guide is aimed at you guys. And possibly a few of you guys that are already in the VR space. A few of these things you might not know, because today I'm going to be telling you about everything I have learned about VR throughout my past few years. How to make it better for yourself, how to make that experience top-notch the second you take that headset out of your case. There's going to be tips, there's going to be tricks, and there's going to be things like accessories that helped me throughout the years. This is basically an all-in-one, all the videos from the past packed into one. I'm going to have this in sections. So first we're going to talk about the Quest 2, then we're going to talk about SteamVR headsets, and all the timestamps will be down below for you guys to play around with in case you only are interested about a specific one of these things. Stick with me. This is going to be quite an interesting one. Let's get into today's video. Now, this is where I start talking pretty damn fast. So if you guys want to slow the video down a little bit for yourself, I just want to cram as much information for the newcomers as possible into this video in a shorter time frame, because you probably just want to jump into the Oasis. So let's start off with the Oculus Quest 2. The second you take this thing out of your box, you want it to be as comfortable and as sharp as possible. First of all, adjust the head strap. Just like this, it's not very obvious how you adjust it. I had to figure it out, took me a little bit, maybe I'm just stupid. This is how you adjust the head strap. Make sure it's tight but not too tight, because my eyelashes, for example, if I make it too tight, touch the lenses and that's uncomfortable. Second of all, adjust your IPD. Make this thing as close as possible, and remember you can set the IPD somewhere in between other IPDs, and the display inside does actually move. Not physically, but virtually. There has been proof of this on Reddit, and it does seem to work. So make sure to get your IPD as close as possible, because that will get rid of any blurring around the edges and get that sweet spot just as best as possible. Talking about the lenses, if you're a glasses wearer like myself, do not wear them inside the headset, not even with the glasses spacer. I tried it, it doesn't work. Some people say it works for them, but you know, better safe than sorry. These lenses, if you scratch them, you cannot replace them. And I've scratched VR headset lenses before by wearing glasses, even with the glasses spacer. Maybe my glasses are just abnormally big, but you know, as I said, better safe than sorry. Get yourself a pair of prescription lenses. Who you get it from, it doesn't really matter, or DIY some for yourself. Point is, this is very important. You don't want to break something that cannot be replaced. And finally, what you might want to do is get rid of that stock interface. Now, of course, not everybody's going to have a VR cover straight out of the box, but it is something to think about. VR cover does seem to be out of stock a lot, but if you can, do grab yourself one, because it will make your experience so much better. I'm not a big fan of that stock interface. I know a lot of other people aren't, and the VR cover is just so much more comfortable, so much more hygiene friendly. So if you can, certainly do get yourself one of those. Now let's move on to the controllers. These are slightly different to the Oculus Quest 1 controllers. They're back to the design of the CV1. I personally enjoy this a little bit more, but it can be a little bit different to grip if you've had the Quest 1. Now, this should not be that much of a difference. You should have no problem gripping them. However, you might want to get yourself some grips, because grips are one of the things that make my life so much easier. VR Cover has actually recently come out with their own grips, and those are the ones I'm using right now. They are absolutely incredible, absolutely amazing, and they have this soft fabric that goes around your wrist. It makes it all super comfortable. Basically, what grips do is they allow you to let go of the controller fully, and you can actually make DIY ones. Now, this, a lot of people have said, is way too small for their hand, including mine, but mine somehow fits just a little bit. I made a little GIF here. Check it out. This is exactly how you do it. This is exactly how you put it on. If you've got smaller hands, you might want to try this out. So now a few tips and tricks on the controllers. You can actually take a screenshot by holding down the Oculus button on the right hand controller and pressing the trigger. That'll take a screenshot. If for whatever reason you are actually stuck in an app, it freezes or whatever, you can actually get out of any application, force close it by pressing the Oculus button on the right hand controller 4 times. And lastly, this isn't really a controller trick, but in case you want to check your battery life, press the Oculus home button on the right hand controller once and look into the bottom left corner. That is where your headset and controller battery levels are. Now, talking about battery levels, you might want to get yourself a power bank and plug this into the Quest while you're playing. It'll not only charge it, give you more battery life, but it will also prove as a counterweight if you manage to put it onto the back of your headset. Talking about plugging stuff into the Quest, yes, we're moving things along swiftly. You might want to get yourself magnetic connectors. That charging port still proves to be way more fragile than it should be. Now, this was a much bigger issue on the Quest 1, but magnetic connectors pretty much solve it. You keep a connector inside your Quest, and you get a magnetic cable. Now, for charging it, all you do is you snap the magnetic cable onto the magnetic connector, and the port is completely untouched. Basically, fixing the longevity of your charging port. Now, the issue with this is if you use the Oculus Link, well, you'll have to switch cable out anyway, so that proves to be a problem. But in case you don't use the Link and you use Virtual Desktop like myself, that's a great place to go. Now, directly contradicting that, OTG adapters. You can actually plug so much more into the Oculus Quest 1 and 2 than you would have originally thought. With an OTG adapter, you can plug in a keyboard, an external hard drive, or anything that takes a USB. Now, whether the Quest will support it, that's questionable, but I know for a fact that it actually supports USB keyboard input, and I know for a fact that it supports USB hard drives, so in case you want to watch some movies on your Quest, you can keep them on a hard drive instead of wasting your Quest storage. That's pretty damn cool. So now that we've got the controllers and the headset as comfortable as possible, let's move on to the software. You will require a phone of some kind to set up the Quest 2 for the very first time. After that, you don't require a phone whatsoever, unless, of course, you want to cast to it. So after setting up your Quest, you might want to share your experiences with friends and family. The best way to do that, I would say, if you don't have a smart TV or a Chromecast, is casting straight to the app. You can actually cast straight to the app by just opening it up, clicking up in the right-hand corner, the little cast button, selecting your headset, and it will actually cast straight to your phone, allowing you to share your experiences with friends and family. Not only that, but you can actually cast to a web browser now. So if you open up a web browser on your computer or on a smart TV, you can actually cast straight to that from your Oculus Quest. That's pretty damn cool. And while you're casting within the app, you can also click record to later on show off your footage to your friends, or re-upload it to YouTube or wherever you'd like to upload it to. Pretty damn cool, because that means you don't need a computer and you can use some phone editing software to make it look really nice and the way you want it to. The only negative to recording through the Oculus Quest is it doesn't actually record your voice, so you will need a third party to record your voice like a computer or a phone, and then stitch it together while editing. Let's move on to the literal software inside the headset, because this thing is packed with really cool features. So personally, first thing I did is I turned on hand tracking. Yes, in case you don't know this already somehow, the Quest 2 does have hand tracking. By going into settings, you can turn it on, and that means you can control supported apps and the actual interface that you're in right now with your hands, and it's pretty damn cool. It's very intuitive. I can't wait for this thing to go completely mainstream. Next thing you might want to do is you might want to turn on the pass-through shortcut. Now, this is going to contradict with the next thing I'm going to tell you about. However, the pass-through shortcut is a really cool feature where you double tap the right or left hand side of your headset and it throws you straight into pass-through. Now, pass-through is still black and white and it isn't the sharpest, but it does allow you to maneuver around your room. Find what you need, maybe take a drink, I don't know, answer a message on your phone through the nose gap, whatever you would like. Now, I said this would directly contradict with the next thing I'm going to tell you, but if you've got a larger play area or just want to have some fun, now this is not recommended, please don't do this if you have a really small play area, you can turn off the Guardian system. By going into Developer, you can actually fully turn it off. Yes, you can do that. I've walked down the stairs by doing this, people laughed really hard, it was really funny. We did this during meetups, it was hilarious. But yes, you can turn it off directly in developer settings. Now, developer settings, let's talk about that for a little bit. If you've got a Quest 2, best thing you can do for yourself is turn on developer settings. It will give you so much more features. For example, in the settings like turning off that Guardian completely, I don't know, in case you want to go outside when there is no sunlight, because remember, suns will damage the headset's lenses if they get in contact with it. Does that make any sense whatsoever? But that will happen, so please do not take your headset out in sunlight. What developer options also give you the option to is to plug your headset into your computer and sideload apps. Now, please do not download illegal apps. What you do want to do, however, is download SideQuest, because SideQuest is a third-party library of apps made by developers. These apps are absolutely incredible, and a lot of them are actually entirely free. That means you can sideload completely free games to your Oculus Quest, and these games are just unbelievable. Trust me, you need SideQuest. Do yourself a favor, get it right now. It's overall just a great expandable library of games, and it's a must-have if you have a Quest 2. You can do this on both Windows, Mac, and Linux, so you know, your options are extremely open. The Oculus Quest 2 does have link capability. Now, what does this mean for all of you that somehow don't know? The link is a cable that you connect to your computer if you have a VR-ready PC, and you can play PC VR games on your Oculus Quest 2 just like you would on any PC VR headset. Now, this has improved so much throughout the years, and to be completely honest with you, right now, I don't see the difference between that and my Rift S. So if you guys do have a VR-ready PC, this is a great place to go. Now, the official link cable does cost a lot. However, you can actually get a third-party cable. Make sure it's USB 3.0 for the best experience. I have one from Anker. It's absolutely great. It works incredibly, and I would totally recommend this for anybody that has a VR-ready PC. Now, for any of you out there that actually have a better Wi-Fi access point or just good Wi-Fi in general, you can get Virtual Desktop. Now, what will Virtual Desktop give you? Of course, you do need developer access for this, again, because you do need to sideload this from SideQuest. It will give you wireless access to your VR-ready PC, basically allowing you to play PC VR wirelessly. You still need a VR-ready PC for this, unless you use the method I'm going to tell you about in just a second. It will connect to your computer through Wi-Fi, through 5 GHz, and allow you to play those games completely wirelessly. Now, I love this. This is how I play all my games, because I hate wires, you know? When you want to be completely immersed, you don't want to be turning around 360 and getting yourself tangled, so this is personally my favorite and best way to play VR games. Now, I also said there was a method to play this without a VR-ready PC. It is a monthly service. It's called Shadow PC. A lot of people have had a lot of success. Just go on to Reddit, read a little bit about it for yourself. I made a video about it, testing it out. Unfortunately, the servers were way too far away for me to get an accurate reading, but if you are in America, this could be an actually nice way to play VR games for yourself if you don't have a VR-ready PC. It does actually turn out a lot cheaper than a VR-ready PC as well. Now, I'm not going to talk about the best games for the Oculus Quest 2 here, because I have already made way too many of those videos and people would start calling me out for repeating myself. Now, smoothly transitioning into the SteamVR side of things, the Quest 2 will actually support 90 Hz, because all of you that have the Quest 2, I would assume, know that it can actually support 90 Hz, and you can see that 90 Hz at work in the menu. It will actually support it when using Virtual Desktop into SteamVR and when using the Oculus Link into SteamVR. So if you're playing PC VR games, every game you play will run at 90 Hz, allowing you to see a much smoother gameplay. Well, of course, if your PC can actually run at higher than 90 FPS. While if you're playing standalone, only supported games currently support 90 Hz. But again, when using PC VR, every app will actually run at 90 Hz. Now let's move on to PC VR and SteamVR, because that is another really fun aspect of owning a PC VR-ready PC. Yes, if you have a VR-ready PC, you will obviously be using SteamVR. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because as good as the graphics are on the Quest 2, well, the graphics on PC will always be better, the hardware is much more powerful, etc, etc. Now, I have not owned, well actually no, that's a lie, I have owned a few PC VR headsets through my life. My first headset was a CV1, and now I have a Rift S. Now, these come with cables, of course, unless you're using Virtual Desktop for the Quest 2, but the cable is a big problem, as I mentioned earlier. What you want to do is you want to get yourself a pulley system. Now, this is completely universal throughout all PC VR headsets, and I have this one here from Kiwi Design. You literally just stick them onto your ceiling, route the cable through them, and it will make the cable come out through the top instead of the side or the bottom or whatever, basically not allowing you to tangle yourself in the cable. And when you move around, the pulley system will allow you to pull on the cable. It's really cool, and it helps out quite a bit. Now, the microphones on these headsets are pretty good, right? They're okay, they're not too bad, but if you want to step your microphone game up, in case you're playing on PC VR and you want a good mic in VR chat, in case, I don't know, you want to start streaming or recording these professionally, I would recommend get a third-party microphone. Now, the one I personally use is the Antline Mod Mic. This thing has been with me through quite a few things right now. This is the one I always use when I stream. It's really good. It's just a magnetic clip-on microphone that you just put the magnetic clip onto the side of your headset, onto the front of your headset, wherever you clip it on, and it wirelessly connects to the computer, meaning no more wires, because as I said, that's a big thing for me personally. I hate wires. So there you go. That's another really cool thing you can do if you're doing PC VR. Now, you can also do this with the Quest. However, it will require something else to record the audio, which is why I'm throwing it into the PC VR section. Now, since I want to make the Steam VR section of this video as universal as possible, what you want to get for yourself is OpenVR Advanced Settings. Holy moly, guys, this thing gives you so many settings for SteamVR. This is a must-have for any SteamVR user. It allows you to reset your height, play around with music playing. It's basically advanced settings for SteamVR. It just gives you so many options. It's amazing. Again, same thing applies for SteamVR headsets as applies for the Quest 2. If you want to be hygiene friendly, if you want to share your headset a lot, and you sweat a lot, I'd say get yourself a VR cover. They have VR covers for pretty much every headset nowadays, and they even have silicone covers. I have a silicone cover on my Rift S, and I have never taken it off. I love this thing so much, and every time you put on the headset, as long as you weren't sharing it with someone earlier, it actually gives you this really nice cold feeling on your face. It's great. So guys, that's it. And the Discord chanted for ASMR because currently it is 2:48 a.m. and I know it might not look like it, but that is because I seem to have actually fixed the lighting. But if you look at my phone, it is currently 2:48. And since they were all chanting for ASMR, guess we're doing a whispering ASMR. So that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I literally just wanted to grab everything we knew and throw it all into a one single video, kind of take everything we've learned on the channel throughout the years, all the best, most important accessories, the IPD, the OTG adapters, everything like that, and throw it all into one single video. Any tutorial that I didn't go into in depth into this video because I already thought it was long enough will be down in the description below. Pretty much everything you will need is going to be down in the description below, how to enable developer options, etc., things like that. So, if you guys liked today's video, please give it a like. If you guys disliked it, I guess this button works too, but please tell me why down in the comment section below. If you guys are not yet part of the club but would like to join, we have a Discord down below, we also have a Reddit down below, where I want to see you guys posting your spicy memes, and if you guys want to be notified about future content coming up on the channel daily, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace. Why is it in the clock app? More importantly, why can't I exit the clock app?